Hello again, one and all. It's time to cruise away with Derek and Joe.
Yes.
And this time we're off on an epic world adventure. Or two, maybe, actually. This seems to be the time of the year that we're talking about those much bigger and more elaborate holidays.
Yeah, that's right. And this time it's the turn of Cunard, the cruise line celebrating its 185th anniversary with a series of exciting celebrations. Well, there's few ships less celebrated than the stunning Queen Mary 2. Famous for those iconic transatlantic journeys. And next year, she'll be embarking on a journey somewhat longer.
Yeah, you could say that. The best part of 4 months for her 2026 world cruise. Oh, let's just dream for a second, shall we? Ah, yes. She's going to be leaving Southampton on the 11th of January. She'll journey across North America, the Caribbean, South America, the Pacific, Oz and New Zealand, Asia and Africa on a voyage taking her to the end of April back to the UK. Now, the full cruise is available to book by talking to our team toll-free, and we have a huge number of packaged smaller world sectors that you can choose from. Now, we're going to highlight 2 of them in this show, one which starts in our own Sydney Harbour, heading to the Orient in March, and our first one goes from Sydney all the way over to Southampton in the UK with a stay in stunning London as well. So let's get on board Queen Mary 2, your floating wonderful home for 57 incredible nights. Let's just say that again, shall we? 57 nights.
That's so exciting, isn't it?
It's a good way of getting to know a ship, isn't it?
Yeah, the prospect of being on such an iconic vessel for, well, almost 2 months is, you know, this is what dreams are made of when it comes to cruising, really. There's so much to explore when you're on Queen Mary 2. I mean, it's just living the lifestyle, I think, the day-to-day that you'll really appreciate, because this is one of the original cruise lines. I mean, the thing about Cunard is it dates back to the White Star Line, like we just mentioned. They're celebrating now well over 100 years of being at sea. There's also 185.
I mean, that's one heck of a heritage.
I know, it is a heritage.
No one else comes close to it.
No one can even touch that. And you will be able to also discover and be part of this tradition when you're on board. You know, from the fact they have a little museum on board so you can learn about the history, to lectures again, which talk about different specific elements of, you know, cruising, but also the destinations you'll be heading into, to the ballroom dancing that they offer every single night. Whether you are a participant or you're just watching people spin around the dance floor, I just love the fact that people get dressed up to the nines with the long gloves, with the glitzy evening dresses. Yeah. And you don't have, you literally do not have to be wearing a full tux and dress every day if you don't want to. But I think it's part of the fun of being on Cunard.
Yeah, and at the same time, they go back and celebrate that heritage by doing things like ballroom dancing. They also bring things bang up to date as well, because they do things like silent discos now on board as well. Because Cunard is a very, very different affair than it would have been maybe 10 or 15 years ago. Because you're now getting cruisers of all ages who see the wonderful grandeur of doing something that is really special but really fun and comfortable at the same time. You know, it's a great experience for family groups because, you know, you can literally, you can have your 23-year-old boogieing with your 73-year-old in the nightclub at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I love that.
So it's really moved with the times, but there's something about the romance of being on board this ship, isn't there? And all the tradition that goes with it. It is lovely. It's got that quintessential charm about it, that afternoon tea, afternoon picnic kind of feel to the whole thing, which is great. It's just got that extra little bit of ceremony and pomp about it, which I think is lovely.
Yeah.
57 fabulous nights coming your way. Now, your very first night, you stay overnight in Sydney, and then we set off on our half-world cruise.
Yeah, under the harbour bridge, that iconic sail out. That's going to be magical in its own right, isn't it? I mean, even if Sydney is your place of residence, there's nothing quite like sailing out of the harbour and heading out to sea and to some wonderful destinations over the next 2 months.
Well, just to be seen coming out of Sydney.
Yes.
Right?
We're into Brisbane first for a nice relaxing day. Maybe you're going to head to the South Bank parklands and enjoy the central city river beach and the lovely gardens and walking paths. That's a nice relaxing way to pass the afternoon in Brisbane, isn't it? And of course some great shopping. Then it's Cairns, and you might, when you're in Cairns, want to head up to Cunard and the Rainforest Station Nature Park while you're up there. Of course the Daintree Rainforest is beautiful. You can head on out on a croc safari as well, spot some crocs out there. Then it's up, talking of crocs, more crocs in Darwin, but lots of wildlife too, including the Kakadu National Park. You can do a full day tour out to the Kakadu, or just stroll the markets on the boardwalk. You know, there's some really great buys in those craft markets. We are on to Batung in Indonesia next up, which is, brings you a lot of landmarks. You've got lots of lovely temples and things like that, but this is all about the nature too. It's a volcanic, well, they're all volcanic islands, so you've got craters to visit. Then it's Hong Kong. We've got an overnight on board in Hong Kong, where you can head out to, if you want, to Disneyland. Of course, you've got an overnight. You could go there in the evening, but Hong Kong proper offers so much. The hustle bustle, the great shopping, the markets, the street vendors selling lots of lovely food, and of course the gorgeous parks. Then we're on into Chiang Mai, where you can visit Da Nang's Golden Bridge and Bana Hills, including the cable cars up there, and the beautiful French colonial-style village. I think that would be a lovely tour to do. Get in touch with the team on board to book some tours. An overnight in Singapore next. I'm loving all these overnights in key destinations. I mean, it's just what this kind of length of cruise is all about, isn't it? And to say you've been there on Cunard, been to Singapore, you've got to go and have the signature cocktail in Raffles Hotel when you're there, especially when you're on Cunard. It just feels right, doesn't it? And then see the lovely lights at night. Kuala Lumpur next up. From history to modern skyscrapers, Kuala Lumpur really does have it all. The heart of Malaysia, and you have got those twin towers. You can get spectacular views over the city when you take the elevator up to the top. And then we're to Mauritius. Talk about tropical paradise. Port Louis, right there you have the Pamplemousse Botanical Garden, where you can see lots of, you can see the giant tortoises and lots of other wildlife there, but it boasts some beautiful beaches. We're into Durban in South Africa next up. I don't see this on itineraries very often. You know, Durban is, you've got the gateway there to visit other areas in, South Africa, and of course head on out on safari. I think that's what I'd be doing. Talking of safari, we've got an overnight on board in Cape Town, and this gives you an optimum chance to be able to book that proper safari experience with the team on board, speak to them about that, about doing a night safari, so you get the chance to enable you to see the big five in the best way possible, and Table Mountain, of course. Then it's Walvis Bay in lovely Namibia. Look at the flamingos there. And of course, these ports are going to be all about the wildlife and natural beauty when we are in Africa. And again, another chance to head on to maybe an elephant park or a safari. Then it's Dakar in Senegal. Oh, wow, look at that. Look at the ocean. You can just see that this is going to be, full of gorgeous beaches. You're seeing that incredible pink lake there, which is kind of a natural phenomena. And again, you can do a tour which will take you to the hot spots. Tenerife awaits us, of course, a few days at sea in between, part of the Canary Islands, which is lovely weather all year round. So even though you're there in springtime in Europe, you should still get that nice subtropical weather. It's very volcanic as well, the Canaries with the black sands. Cadiz, Spain in Andalusia is up next. And many passengers are going to want to visit incredible Seville, because you're not too far away. Seville's known for the Alcazar and the orange tree lined avenues. Very tranquil place to visit. Now you're going to disembark in Southampton, and then it's just a hop, skip and a jump. We'll transfer you to London for 4 nights in a fabulous centrally located hotel. You can go and see all the hotspots of wonderful London, or you might have relatives in this part of the world that you're going to catch up with. London's also a great stopping off point for, a great place to venture further afield to places like Manchester, Brighton, Birmingham, all well connected by train from London. But London itself, you've just got so much to see and do. So here's an overview of your epic adventure on Queen Mary 2. You're going to have plenty of time at sea in between these ports. You're going to start off in Sydney, of course, so convenient, heading on to a few ports in Australia before we go off to Indonesia, Hong Kong, Vietnam. We're then into Africa with Mauritius, South Africa, Namibia, Senegal, and then a little stop in Europe on the Canary Islands and Andalusia before we finish up in London. And then we fly you back to Australia.
Yes, and you can get that little video in London of Big Ben doing the bong, 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 bong. You've got to get that video, haven't you, while you're in London? What? Because that's like an achievement, isn't it? You know, that's like ringing the bell once you've got to the top of the climbing wall, isn't it? That's like a big achievement. What a stunning adventure. I was just listening. You'll notice I'm very rarely quiet, but I was just listening and taking in all the information, all the ideas that Joe was giving us on the different places to go to and the different adventures to have, going between over 57 nights, Sydney and Southampton, and then rounding it off with a London stay as well. It is incredible. You can book this today with a deposit for next March's sailing as well. And here is your incredible price tag. And I love this. I love this because you're doing half a world cruise. It's incredible. I mean, that in itself is a great feeling. As you saw there, as we went through the itinerary list, it's not port day after day after day after day after day. You've got lots of nice time to just simply enjoy the cruising experience, to relax, to take in the grandeur of your surroundings as well. Remember that when a Cunard ship comes into port as well, it turns heads because there are only 4 ships in the fleet and everyone knows the Cunard story. It's really, really exciting. So 57 nights of cruising to look forward to. That is just over, let's hope I got my maths right this time, just over 8 weeks of Cunard luxury as you cruise to Asia, Africa and the Med, ending in Southampton in the UK. Package includes your transfer from the end of the cruise in Southampton to London, where you'll stay for 4 nights in a hotel, and indeed a transfer from your hotel to the airport then to fly back premium economy from London back to Sydney as well. And that again squeezes even more value for every single dollar that you spend here. It is incredible. Here's everything that's included. I mean, if you've ever had on your mind a world cruising adventure, I mean, quite often I say, you know, a world cruise needs to find you at the right time. But actually, I have to say with this, you know, yes, it happens to be half of a world cruise, but actually, for me, it's more like a holiday you can really get your teeth into. Do you know what I mean? It feels like a true break. And it feels like you are seeing so much and experiencing so many different cultures while you're making this journey as well. I think it's going to be amazing. And listen, if you have any questions whatsoever, all you need to do is give us a call. You've got our toll-free number there, 1300 411 954. So if you have any question, please speak to our amazing team. Remember, cruise is what we do. It's our business. It has been for over 25 years. And I have to say that this offer is incredible value for money. Now let's go back on board Queen Mary 2, because I also want to tell you that as part of her world cruise, there are a number of other world cruise sectors available. I'll give you an example of a couple of them. There's a San Francisco to Sydney over 25 nights. There's a New York to Sydney over 43 nights. There's a Sydney to Cape Town in South Africa, which we would have gone over in this show, in this particular offer actually, and that's just a few of them. So if you do like the idea of world cruising on Queen Mary 2 next year, again, just talk to the team. 1300 411 954. And Cunard, as I was saying before, it's an ever-evolving cruising experience as well, because it has moved with the times. There is that touch of formality, which is, I think, is quite nice. Actually, it's funny that if you think about it, all the youngsters who are, you know, in the Instagram brigade, it's all about dressing up and looking right these days, isn't it? So that's become fashionable for a much younger set of people right now, which I think is quite good. I think it's really nice to be able to have that lovely elevated experience and yet still be casual and comfortable by day, enjoy the surroundings, enjoy the destinations, but actually go with big family groups and have people of all ages all dressing up together. It's almost like the only time we do that really is when we gather for celebrations like weddings and things like that. So this is another opportunity to do it in a much more relaxed atmosphere. You're having a much better time. That could be you relaxing just in that nice quiet solarium space there.
I utilised that a lot when I was on board.
Yeah.
And the Canyon Ranch Spa Club, they have tons of treatments on their menu. You might want a seaweed wrapped or detox to get you ready for formal night, a poultice massage as you're seeing right there, a nice relaxing Thai massage. Maybe you're going to have your hair cut and coloured. Maybe you're going to have some Botox when you're on board.
Or all of the above.
It's all a possibility. All of the above.
That's true, actually. You know what? If you were going to, and listen, I'm no medical doctor, don't take advice from me, but if you were going to have one or two little enhancements at the spa, you've got plenty of time. Yeah, tweakment, they call it, don't they?
Yes.
You've got plenty of time for it to kind of bed in before you come home again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
So
feel
people
like
will recognise you when you get home.
Just about, except you'll have probably a wee bit of a suntan and a big smile on your face.
I need to go around the world twice, I think. That's what I need to do.
I'll go around with you.
Oh, yeah, incredible. Lovely. Yeah, I could get rid of all these lovely crow's feet and whatever, because they are like magicians on board, you know, in the spas as well. I mean, makeup only goes so far, doesn't it? But I could just have a nice little, you know.
And importantly, they have a doctor on board that does all of that.
Yeah.
Like people that are very highly trained in, you know, in their field.
Yeah.
And you can even have acupuncture. So imagine how relaxed you're going to feel when you come back.
Yeah.
Like getting rid of all of that stress and, you know, that build up that you just don't have the time to back home.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're retired. I mean, you might not take the time, but you will when you're on a cruise.
There you go, plenty of ideas there for you to change your life here at CruiseAway. Don't forget, we're here every day for life advice and cruise advice as well. It's amazing. Listen, when it comes to CruiseAway, by the way, we really are the business here in Australia.
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with CruiseAway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll-free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. CruiseAway, you know you want to.
Yeah, cruising is honestly, it's funny. It's just coincidence sometimes that we end up having the conversations on these shows that we do. Joe's worked in the cruise industry for a long, long time and done a lot of travelling as well. I've been talking about it and doing it for over 15 years now and spoken to a lot of people over that time about their cruising experiences. And it really does. It does change lives. It does really open up holiday horizons for people. You know, some people think, you know, particularly here in Oz, people think, OK, well, I can just do a little cruise there or you can only go there. The world's a smaller place than it ever used to be, and it's a lot easier to navigate now as well. And a line like Cunard, honestly, don't save it. Don't save it. You know, it's almost like buying a best suit and never wearing it if you don't go on a Cunard cruise. You know, don't wait and wait and wait and wait because, you know what it's like. You buy a suit, you stick it in the wardrobe, especially if you're a fella. You stick it in the wardrobe and I'm saving that for best. Well, when that best moment comes, well, you know what? Life has changed a little bit more.
How often, and also ladies, do you get your beaded dresses, your sequin dresses out? Probably only Christmas time.
Yeah.
You can pack those and, you know, with the last offer we just bought you, it's from Sydney. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if you bring quite a lot of luggage because you're travelling out of Oz.
Yeah.
I think that is just, it's just so much fun. It's part of the whole experience, isn't it?
Yeah, let's do some more, shall we? I always love looking around ships anyway. So just a very, very quick reminder, the full world cruise on Queen Mary 2 next year. It runs to and from Southampton in the UK from the 11th of January right the way to the 30th of April. So if you do fancy doing the whole thing, our team at CruiseAway can very much package it up for you with stays in London and whatever, and arrange the whole thing. So please don't hesitate to call us because you will get the best deal out there from us here at CruiseAway. That's very tempting, isn't it? We are going to show you a smaller segment of the World Cruise right now. Again, it's going to take us from the doorstep in Sydney. We're off over to the Orient over 19 nights in all. We're going to join her on the 4th of March next year, and we'll start again with an overnight right in the iconic harbour itself. Here she is, Queen Mary 2. Remember, and I always forget actually, that Cunard only have 4 ships in their fleet. And with Queen Mary 2, my memory serves me correctly, we're looking at only around the 2,000 passenger mark. It's not a big ship. You know, you imagine it to be more people, don't you, for some reason? But it's not a
More
huge
space.
capacity ship. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Deliberately as well.
She is a liner, so she's the original ocean liner, so she's the biggest one they have. But like you said, it's about the quality of the spaces. It's about giving you more places to relax. You know, the Clarendon Art Gallery, by the way, on board is lovely. It's very different from other art galleries if you've been on other ships. The quality of art, the sculpture is stunning. They do lectures, they don't do auctions, so you can go along and learn about the history of art with champagne, and obviously you can procure some art which they can actually have, you know, FedEx to you back home. So you don't even have to bring it home with you if you don't want to. I love that experience. There's a planetarium on board too, which is, I mean, so unique to have that at sea, the Illuminations Planetarium. It's a wonderful space to learn about galaxies and comfortable seating as well with reclining chairs. I mean, yeah, magical. That is magical.
Well, I guess you get less light pollution and better views out, you know, in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So that's a good place to talk about it, isn't it? Actually, I'll just correct myself on the passenger number there. I've just looked it up because I'd forgotten. Just under 2,700 passenger capacity on Queen Mary 2, which is still a low number for the size of the ship.
For the size of the ship, absolutely.
And you'll find that what they call the scientific term they use in the world of cruises, space ratios, isn't it? How much space, how many square feet is for each person, and it's incredibly big with Cunard, and you would hope it would be.
And grand.
It wants to feel special, doesn't it? I think this is like a big occasion. You maybe have been waiting some years thinking, I don't know, maybe you've been thinking that you need to reach a certain age or a certain achievement number of cruises before you do Cunard, and you really don't. If this was your first cruise, you would just have the greatest time, and honestly, you'll just be spoiled. I mean, afternoon tea every day.
Afternoon tea, and that's all included, by the way.
Yeah,
Obviously, you know, you can add on champagne afternoon tea. You can make a specialised one. The white glove service is what they're known for. You've got your 5-course menu in the dining room included every single day, and your buffet. So we are sailing out of the iconic Sydney harbour, starting with an overnight to enjoy the harbour and you know, see the incredible Opera House lit up from the best possible vantage point, better than any hotel.
And you know how many people come down to the harbour to have a little gorp if there's a ship in.
Yep.
And there you are. You can wave back at them, can't you?
I love it.
That's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah.
Off we go then.
Then we're into Brisbane. You might want to head over to the Gold Coast for the day and just enjoy some of the incredible beaches, of course, right over there, and the casinos and all the fun that it offers. Less than an hour on the train, or you can book an excursion indeed as well. We're on into Cairns next. Now, whether you're heading out to the reef for the day or up into the rainforest, I mean, you can't spend a wrong day in this region of Oz. It's spectacular, obviously. Next up, we are on into Darwin, and you know, you might want to be doing a little bit of shopping while you're here, because they're known for their craft markets and their individual boutiques, which are super fun to shop in. But if you're heading out for the day, I'd recommend the Crocosaurus Cove. Betung's next in Indonesia, and this is, you know, it's a wealth of natural beauty, Indonesia, and it comprises 17,000 islands. You can go to the burial complex where you can learn about the history of you know, the Indonesian culture. Then it's Hong Kong. We've got an overnight here in Hong Kong. Buslink Sighting Centre. You might want to head on out in Kowloon Bay. Take the iconic Star Ferry over to Victoria Peak. There's a funicular up there to see some lovely views over Hong Kong. You can see the giant Buddha as well. Now, after Hong Kong, we're going to transfer you to the airport, where we will fly you back to Australia. This is a perfect
I know
cruise.
it felt like we were going to go further, didn't it? And you can go further, of course. Our first offer took you all the way over to Southampton on this one, but this is lovely. This is still part of the World Cruise, which is wonderful. Nice and relaxed. Great fun on board, very entertaining as well. Lots of different entertainment as well. And that extra buzz that comes with being part of that World Cruise experience. I mean, you will meet people that are doing literally the whole thing. It's going to be really, really exciting. And it's Queen Mary too. There's something about that that feels very, very special indeed. Let's show you your price tag because this is just too good. It's just too good. Bear in mind that lower passenger number as well, because there are many people booked on the entire world cruise. So these smaller sectors are more limited in availability as well, because you have a core of people who are doing the whole, 110 nights. And then you have people who are doing different sections. I mean, how they organise it, I don't know. You know how a hotel works out how many people are in each night and who can book in where? How on earth do they keep track of all of that over what is in total a 110-night cruise? I wouldn't want that job. I'm hoping it's a computer that does it, because it's somebody with a very large headache constantly. You can book this today with a deposit as well, and that will be your 18-night Queen Mary 2 voyage from Sydney across Indonesia to Hong Kong, with an overnight there before your transfer to the airport and your included flight back to Sydney. Here's everything that's included. So good. Honestly, so good. Do you think that price is absolutely top notch? Again, our team are amazing. They really are. At getting you an experience like that, where there is so much included while you're on board as well. Bear in mind, it is full board, so there's fabulous production shows that you see in the Royal Court Theatre, that afternoon tea experience that you can enjoy every single day. And that's not just, that's not just a teapot. There's teas from around the world. There's fancy coffees there as well. I know they call it afternoon tea. There is coffee as well. Lovely little sandwiches and cakes and this and that and the other. And as Joe says, you can enhance that and treat yourself to a champagne afternoon tea as well. Just a quick reminder as well, the whole cruise is 110 nights, the world cruise, if you fancy taking it. And there are many sectors, smaller sectors of that that you can do. Just another couple of examples. You could fly over to London, have some time there, and then do the sector from Southampton to Singapore. You could do Hong Kong, where we just ended that last offer, across to Southampton. You can do east to west of the USA from San Francisco to New York. We can put all of that together for you as well. So there are many different options. You can search them on the website, but to be honest with you, it's probably easier to talk to our team, because they can kind of match you with the kind of areas that you want to see, and there's a lot to see. Do you fancy the full 110 nights? I mean... Yes, please. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good. That's like a third of the year, isn't it?
That would be amazing. And the scope as well of places that it covers.
Yeah.
When we think about it, Europe, Africa.
Yeah.
You're ticking off so many places on your bucket list there.
Yeah, of course. And we've only really told you half the story, because we've only covered sort of 57 nights at most of it. There's much more to it as well. So if you want to know more about that, again, do talk to our team. They are amazing, our team. They've been in this business for over 25 years. We work with all the major cruise lines. We do deals all the way around the world. We are a worldwide company as well, with brands all over the place. And that means that we are buying on behalf of so many people. So we really can open up discounts that other people can't, which is incredible.
Yeah. We've done all the legwork, so you don't have to.
Yes.
So it's like we're your personal, travel concierge.
Yeah, without a booking fee.
That's been there, that's done it, that's got the T-shirt, so you don't have to do it. And all you need to do is decide which one you're going to go on.
Absolutely. See you back here soon when we cruise away again.